But the music I just played doesn't belong to.
Yeah, that's my impression. Well, maybe we talk about this a bit. So,
So this one that is playing,
yeah.
it is from an album called Cartel.
Huh.
So this was the actual meaning of cartel is a coalition between political parties intended to promote a mutual interest.
Right.
Yeah. So this cartel is also that drug cartel.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So when I was watching that series
Which one?
from where I picked this up, called Narcos,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Colombia.
Yeah.
So basically, both are the same.
Yeah, sure.
Because this is from a dictionary that I found.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, I thought cartel means that, the drug cartel. I always heard that, you know, drug cartel. But then when I actually search for it, what does cartel actually mean? It means a coalition between political parties intended to promote a mutual interest. So that's what, like, you know,
Sounds
it is
about right.
like, so it's a dangerous thing. Like,
So I wanted to know a bit about one of the things in the piece in the video that I think is not there and would benefit from being there is a bit about your actual like journey of making music. I think Arjun also wanted to, like he was
yeah,
kind
I
of thinking
think
that would be
we
cool
did
to have.
speak about it. Like, it's
A little bit.
always subconsciously, you may say it, it was always there. Like, you know, this is what I really wanted to do. It was never, let's say, without expression. It was always there that I wanted to make music. But when I was a teenager, a bunch of boys started to like do shadow music playing, and then you make a fictitious band, right?
Yeah.
So then you do shadow practice. So I became a shadow drummer.
I remember. Yeah, we
So
talked.
that from that subconscious, unconscious seed of becoming a musician or playing music, now it has taken form, but into only shadow form. Like, okay, still I'm not doing any music or playing any music or anything closely related to music in that sense. But then somebody else is playing, but you are copying it in whatever way you can. So that was like a beginning. Like you can say the building block or the first step. Starting walking from like being born, the idea, to it's just taking some kind of a shape, but still it's not concrete. Nothing is planned that yeah, I'm going to do this or what. But now the thing was like, yeah, I mean, I would like to be in a band or I would like to play some music. So it's always like, I don't know, probably you can say it's a manifestation. Like, you know, if you heard it, right? You keep repeating the stuff and it probably happens to you. But if you like really feel it deeply inside you, it probably happens. So then then the roads shifted, and this all making music all went backwards again, right? But then again, somebody invited me for a job a few years back, few years after that. This also job was related to music. So I mean, like you can call it a coincidence, or like you can call it like manifestation or whatever. Again, like I was invited to for a job, and the job was to do with like, you know, music.
Yeah, you were saying it was with.
Yeah, like I was working for a corporate company, which was making a music website, like buying and selling cassettes and CDs online.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
You mentioned this.
So my job was to like procure CDs from the warehouse, which was owned by the corporate, and I have to like do backup data entry for it. It's like from filling up track names to writing reviews, listening to the tracks and what genre it belonged. So it was my job. So again, I'm just in between for a few years I was distracted. I was doing some computer course, which I really didn't want to do because my father wanted it to do me. But I was really not interested in doing so. But again, then from that computer thing to I came back again to music. Yeah. So this I worked for in the corporate. I worked for 2-3 years, and I got really pissed with the whole scenario over there. And one day I just, you know, woke up. I went to the office and I saw my boss and I told him like I don't want to work here anymore.
Sure.
You know, I said that's it. I'm leaving. I don't want to work here anymore. I just left. But I didn't tell anybody at home that I have quit my job. So, but I was hanging out at my friend's place, you know, and then at that point of time, I was introduced to electronic music. But basically, I was a metalhead.
Yeah, that's
and
what.
rock music. But that was a total shift. But somehow, somehow the jump was such a smooth transition for me that I kind of like left. I wouldn't say left it, but then this transition was so smooth that I just boom. Man, I love this music, drum and bass. Wow, this is my cup of tea kind of thing, And then I started listening to that, and then within like few days, the Vedanta, that friend of mine, he suggested that we should, like, now that we are hanging together, we should as well do something with our time. So he said we should just become DJs and start playing and start doing DJing.
Right.
And obviously we didn't know A or B or C of DJing.
Right.
So enterprising as he was, our friend Vedanta, he started looking for places where we could play music. Before even we couldn't figure it out what DJing was all about. Forget about, like, I didn't know anything about mixer or anything of that sort. So we found like this place at GK. It was called Club Zeros or something.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So I don't know, Vedant put his magic spell on the guy and said something to him, and he was so ready to like give us his place to like for like a DJ night.
Okay.
So obviously, like, we didn't know, like, out of 4, 3 of us didn't know what equipment we have to use, what DJing is all about, la 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 ta ta ta. So he also gave, the Zero guy, he also gave us his space for us to practice.
Okay.
So we used to go there every evening at 4 o'clock. 4 of us as a team, like we were 4 DJs from like different places of the world. Like one was from Australia, one was DJing in UK. This was all kind of a lie that we had built up this story to, like, match up our thing, whatever. So we used to go there at 4 o'clock with our like entourage, 4 DJs and like 4, 5, 6 other people. And we used to practice there till like 6 or 7 in the evening, till their resident DJ would come and start playing his bhangra for the masses. So every day we go there, and like it was a party for us, right? So 3 hours we'll practice and we'll figure out what to do, who will play first, what kind of music we're going to start with. So it was decided Vedant will start with like jazzy drum and bass, then Ish would come and he'll do his whatever bluesy drum and bass, then Jay will come, and I would finish in the end with like really hardcore, like a metal kind of, banging drum and bass. So that was the thing we decided. So that's how we started. So now, coming back to the profession, like making music, now I'm like now gone a step further. Now started to earn a little bit of money with my music as a career. So from like a seed of thinking as being a musician to like doing shadow drumming and stuff like that, to going to the next level, and now you're properly becoming a kind of DJ / musicians, you can say, right? So now, now I'm like now seriously thought about, like, now this I really want to be doing as a profession. It was the first time I decided ki this is what I really wanted to do. Now this is going to be my profession, whether I do it properly or earn enough money or not, I don't know. So from there, I started to do music as a profession. And till that time also I didn't have any computer. So we were practicing at Zeros, and we used to burn our CDs. And basically it was like, okay, what the hell, man, we were really young, right? So we just want to play music and really didn't care about right, wrong, aise mix karna hai, waise mix karna hai, kya karna hai. We just wanted to party and play music for the public, that's all. And this happened earlier, first couple of years, things were really good, lots of crowd used to come, and we were getting lots of venues to play. But sooner or later, with the same thing, people get bored. So slowly the friends deserted us. They stopped coming because we were playing like weekly, right? So they thought, okay, whatever. Not this week, then next week. Not next week, then first friends started to like become absentees. Then slowly the real crowd also stopped coming, and then the venues also became less and less. And then there was a point after like 3-4 years. There was a point that we were not getting any gigs. They were in fights. So we like disbanded also. So basically now I'm like back to zero. Now what to do? And I didn't have any idea what to do because I didn't have enough money to buy good equipments. Then this thing happened, like, one of my friends, he offered me his computer on a failed Metallica concert when they didn't show up, and he offered me his computer for three grand. This was, let's say, from 2003 to 2007. I was doing DJing like properly. Everything was going fine. After that, it became very erratic. Sometimes I'll get a gig and I'll play, and for another few months there won't be nothing. Then after a few months there will be another gig, and so it was like on and off, and nothing was like concrete. Then this happened till 2011, and in 2011 I found my computer, first computer. So yeah, I put on my MIX and released it on 31st December 2011. And by January, I had like found Ableton 6 somehow through a friend. And then I started making music, man. Like I didn't know what to do with it, but I had little experience in GarageBand. And Ableton and GarageBand both are like the same. You have to just do a little, you have samples and you have to just put it there and make a loop and make a sound. So I figured out that both of them are very similar. But Ableton is like a far better software, and there are more effects and stuff, which obviously I will learn as I play on it. So I made my first track on it. Then I played it to one of my friends. He said, "Yeah, I mean, like, it's okay." I also felt it's okay, but it was not the best track, but it was okay. That's how I began. And then from 2012, I just kept making music and putting it up without like distinguishing whatever I wanted to do. Whatever came up to my mind, I just kept on making it and putting 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 it, and slowly, my sound, from being very normal, like normal beats and like some vocals there, it found a little structure. And I also became better at it, like how to use samples, how to use echoes, how to use reverb, how to use synth patterns. So slowly, it took me a while, like 5 years. In 5 years, I properly learned a lot, whatever I needed from my sound. And in 2016, I put up my first proper tight album, which was called Old Delhi. And there, I really found like this is the kind of sound I wanted. This is the kind of sound it needs to be fixed. So that's how I began, Old Delhi. And after that, I mean, there wasn't any looking back. Then I was kind of taking out years and years of whatever was inside me.
Yeah.
All the music I have heard probably, or not heard, or I don't know. It just came out automatically, and that's it.
There's no filter. It feels like there's a period of time where you were literally, as you said, you were just like putting
Very basic. Earlier songs were like echoes and reverb, you can say. But they were I couldn't hadn't at that time I hadn't discovered filters till in 2015. Accidentally I discovered Muslim Gauze. Right? And then because his bass was something I hadn't heard anywhere.
Right.
Okay, I've heard melodic bass, I've heard a dub bass, but his bass was like crackling, brash, harsh, but at the same time it melodic. I don't know, it's like whether I should call it melodic, but it seems very groovy to me. Groovy. It's got that sound that I needed, which is like, which people are gonna hate it. It is gonna bust most people's speakers. You definitely can't hear it on mobile phones. You definitely can't hear it on computer speakers, those 5.1 speakers. Okay, you need a damn good speaker to at least get a vibe. Okay, so most people will immediately reject it because they're not gonna make head or tail of it. So ये जो mobile phone वाले हैं, इनको मैंने वैसे side कर दिया कि if you want to listen to me, this I was talking about involvement, right? So when you're listening to my music or the music I am producing, let me put it that way, you need to have full involvement in it. This whole background, I'm sipping my tea, or I'm like reading a book and the music is playing. No, my music needs your full attention. That's the first priority if you want to listen. So I had basically made sure that if you're not listening to me properly, you better not you better not listen to me. So I made sure that my sound
it's
is
a bit arrogant, though. It's a kind of like.
no, I wouldn't say it's arrogant. I won't say I want your full attention. You cannot treat me as you treat anything else in your life. You know what I mean? I need your attention. If you can't give me your attention, then you go back to whatever you are doing. So I wouldn't call it. It's not that. Yeah, it's like all I'm expecting from you is your attention, and it's not specifically me. Your attention should be there in whatever you are doing. Just four things in a thing that you're doing, like background music. No, man, my music is not for background stuff.
Excuse me.
It is, what do you call it? It is like a, what do you call it? It's like a full supplement. It's like a proper food. It's not a supplement. It's like a proper food that you have it with all your concentration. It's not like you're reading a comic book and you're just shoving. So you have no idea what you're doing. So it's like a proper, if you want like proper nourishment, you have to like have full concentration into it.
Was this always the way that you approached your music, or this came out of the?
Because that's the way I heard music also. Okay, when I used to go and buy tapes, I used to come back, eat my lunch, then play the music, close my eyes, and then listen to it. Only listening to that music, whatever, with full attention. Always like this. Even when I'm listening to something, it's always full involved. Never like, ye abhi hua hai, recently hua hai, when you're like grown older, music is playing and you're doing your stuff. That is happening, but not like for the music itself. So the way I have grown up, I do the same thing, like So it's the same till now only. When I'm listening to music, I want to listen to music like properly, not like I'm doing 10 other stuff. So yeah, so basically the sound is so harsh. The few like 60-70 people of the people will immediately reject it. Okay, but the people who are going to stick around are the people who are really into music, right? So first prove that you can do it. First I had to prove to myself whether I am good enough or not, because I think Bhanuj, many years back, he asked me this question ki, what if you won't be able to earn money with your music? And I said, bro, I mean, like, if I'm good enough, eventually I am going to make money with it. And if I don't make any money, so at least I'll have the satisfaction that I did whatever I really wanted to do in life. This is what I told him. So both ways, it is like a win-win situation for me. You know what I mean? If I'm earning money and making a living out of it, good enough, man. If I'm not making any money, that's also, it's okay, because then I did whatever I really wanted to do with my life. Okay, and tomorrow we really don't know what's going to bring. Maybe I'll earn money, maybe I won't. But if you ask me, I'm pretty happy that I'm finally doing something that I really wanted to do without any compromises. Okay, and yeah, so finally, like, now you are here. Ceramic Records is here. I found Dhangsha, Dr. Das through my music. I found Bhanuj couple. They all contacted me on their own because they could relate to something that I was doing. Okay, but I wasn't doing things to appease you or to appease them. I was just doing whatever I wanted to do, but they could relate to it because of whatever reason. So it's all about that. So if you can relate to me, maybe somebody else can also relate to me. So if it happens automatically, very good. If it doesn't happen, very good. I mean, like, that's that.
Yeah. I don't want to focus on the whole. Actually, I'm gonna change my battery, but I'm gonna keep talking to you as I do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to focus on the whole money thing too much.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
Yeah.
and you don't have to answer this question on camera if you don't want to, but how do you actually make this work for yourself?
It is working, man.
What do you do?
I just said, no, I have these data entry jobs.
You do?
Yeah,
Okay.
like translation work
Uh-huh.
from Hindi to English.
Okay. That's online.
Yeah. Like I have to give them, they will send me the emails of their transcripts, which is in Hindi.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have to send them again in English, and they review it, and they send me the money.
Okay.
So I really don't have to meet anybody or go anywhere.
So you're okay, Vex. Like you can manage. You're fine then.
Yeah. So I eat well.
Yeah.
I have a fit mind now.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have much of expenditure because I don't meet people anymore. Okay. And yeah. So there's nothing. There's no expenditure apart from good food. That's all. I mean, if I have to spend money on it, I have to spend money on that. Maybe a little bit of rent. Electricity is free because there's no AC. So basically, it's free for me. In Delhi, it's free, na? Under 200 units.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I don't have to pay electricity bill.
Okay.
It's free, and the water bill is very nominal.
Oh.
And I make enough money to sustain myself, man. And on and off, I get, like somebody buys my discography, so I get a lump sum amount. I save it, So things are I'm in a far better position of what I was, let's say 10 years back. 10 years back, I had lots of expenditure, like traveling a lot. Yeah? Because 10 years back, I was going to different cities also. So I had to pay for my tickets and food or whatever. Even though friends were there, that's expenditure. I wasn't earning anything, but still I had lots of expenditure.
Do you want to talk about that chapter of your life and what you were doing, or you'd rather not?
I'd rather not.
That's fine.
It's auto clicking.
No,
something happened.
Battery went off.
Yeah, but I can say that I can talk about my addiction. Right? It's not it was trouble. I don't know how I got. Maybe I can say, but what's the point of talking if it's not going to come
We don't have to. It's fine. That's why I asked
it's
you the question.
Yeah, it's a strange thing, man. Addiction is.
We can talk about it off camera also. I'm genuinely curious about this because I've never talked to you about it.
Yeah, because I'll tell you. I think.
We're still recording the audio.
Yeah,
Would you like me to stop recording?
No, I'll tell you how it starts. Usually, it starts when it's I don't know if I'm wrong or right, but I think all your things that you wanted to do, it was stopped by someone or by some situation. It doesn't. You don't forget about it. This brain, it is so complex. It happens. All the pain, the brain has a habit of shutting, but it doesn't have a habit of throwing it away.
Yeah.
Okay, it always stores. It's not like this computer hard disk. It's full and then you put it away and then this thing. In a way, it is there. You have put it away, but the stuff is always there.
Yeah.
And it's always it's getting infected by more and more blockages and more and more blockages and more and more blockages, and nobody tells us how to clean it. How to clean our blockages. We don't know. Our parents are ill-equipped. Okay, they don't know jack shit about what to do. Everybody does it, and they bring new seeds in the world, and they keep repeating the same mistake what was fed to them, because they have no idea. Their parents didn't have any idea, and their parents didn't have any idea. So generations and generations and generations of infection is also seeped into our brains. Okay, and it has become like a mutant in our head. And these all blockages create diseases. Okay, and these diseases will come out in the form of addictions. It could be anything. It could be severe addiction to food, cigarettes, alcohol, drugs, something else, some other addiction. It's compulsive. It's called compulsiveness. That you are doing it. It starts with inquisitiveness, as you may think, but your brain doesn't think like that. I'm not sure about it. I'm only talking with experience. Okay, because all this infection is in your brain, And anything that you try new, you are thinking that, this is inquisitiveness, I'm trying to explore things. But it is not exploration. It is a disease that is coming out in a different way. Okay? And soon you will realize your exploration has died down in the first few attempts itself. After, let's talk about cigarettes, okay? You've done like, let's say, a month or two of cigarettes. Now that exploration is dead.
Sure,
okay?
that way,
Yeah. Now the infection that was there in your brain, now it has come forth.
Right.
Okay? And it is manifesting itself into what we call addiction.
Right.
Okay? Now you're not enjoying it anymore.
Sure.
Okay? Now this is your infection is like full blown, it's outside. And slowly, now you're young, let's say 14 years you started. Now you're not happy with the tobacco. So you're gonna go for your first beer or first something else. Okay? Now both the combination are potent now. Okay, after a couple of years of that, now both the things are happening simultaneously. No, the infection is now seeped in more. Now you want something else. Third thing comes in, fourth thing comes in, fifth thing comes in. But this body, this is a oil. This is a machine. It can only take so much. Some people have got good genetics. The genetics help them to sustain it for a prolonged period of time. Other people are not that lucky. Okay, they get boom, the body dies down immediately. Okay, so but you are going, and then brain is a very and then after some time, your addiction, your brain has totally captured you, the real essence, what you were. Like you were not born with a cigarette in your hand. You're born clean, properly fit. Like nature has provided you with like good kidney, good lungs, good everything, good heart, in a working condition, right? Now the brain has totally taken control of you. Now you start to give excuses of why you do what you do.
Sure.
You're gonna take hundreds of. I think some person has taken the example of, like, I was talking about the ill effects of smoking. So somebody took example of, even Mark Twain does it. Just to justify it. There's no justification. So what, Mark Twain is a good literary guy, but it doesn't mean that he's not stupid, right? So your brain is trying to like justify thing, like as putting some person who holds a high thing in the society, or maybe in his own eyes, to get him into the picture between our conversation and say that is justified. That's how your mind starts to play games with your own self, and you start believing whatever I'm doing is healthy or good or bad or whatever. But now you don't realize, over a period of time, you've gone so much into the maze. So now you're stuck in it. So now you're saying, now that I'm stuck, you're stuck in it. You can't come out. So you better say ki I did it on my own. Instead of saying I am stuck, please help. I don't know what to do. Please help. Instead of doing that, 99% of the people, they say I went on my own accord. Okay, whenever I want to come out, I can come out. But really they are stuck. And they are not able to come out. So they will justify and they will do whatever and get more and more into the quicksand. And most people die. It's how quicksand is. It's impossible. Somebody needs to give you a hand. Or you need to have that kind of power in your body, or the technique to come out of it. And how many people know the technique? 1 in a million. You find many people will die. No, I'm not saying death. I'm like, they will be stuck, and they will keep on going deeper into the maze without knowing how to come out. And that's going to affect their relationship with the society, with your spouse, with your parents. Already your parents and your situation is fucked up, because they always stopped you from doing whatever you want to do, because they are afraid. What the hell is going to happen? I mean, they are afraid because they never tried it. Okay, they always lived in fear, because they always wanted to have a job. This job is their security. Security is coming out from a very animalistic approach towards life. because they don't want to try, they don't want to do adventure. They're always stuck in this mode. They are stuck, so they are putting that thing in your head. So you're also stuck, because now you're stuck because you're not undecided whether to go with your heart or to go with your brain. And by the time you're there, you're already in the clutches of whatever addiction, because you're frustrated. So I think I personally feeling years and years of frustration of the conflict between what I wanted to do and what I was told to do, and I did it. Those things clashed together, and that kind of brought the rebel in me also. Okay, because somehow I'm born like that. My freedom is paramount for me. Okay, and that kind of, in a way, I rebelled.
Right.
Okay, I'm going to do whatever you wanted me to do, but I will never do it with involvement. I will only commit to it. So I did computer course. I did other things because somebody else wanted me to do it, but I was never involved. Okay, I'm involved with music. So when my friend told me, come here, we have a music job for you, I immediately lapped up. Man, I want to do it. I didn't care whether it pays me. It doesn't pay me. It paid me like $3,000 a month. But that was not the price I was looking for. The price was the warehouse full of cassette and CDs,
Sure,
like
yeah.
hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. That's the price I wanted. Okay, this 3,000 rupees is a bonus that I'm getting to fulfill whatever daru I wanted to drink, or for my petrol money, or just to have a good time with my friends. That was fulfilling. And this is like 20-25 years back. 3,000 is a lot of money, man. And I'm young, and I'm not even like spending. I don't even have that much expenditure. So this is what I really wanted to do. So I'm finally. I fought for it. I had to like make people understand it's going to work. It's going to work. Just be patient. It's not going to happen. I've just started making music in 2011. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. Be patient. My mom has always supported me, and somehow she always knew that it's going to happen. But other people are not so into. They are saying, money is not coming, so you're a loser. But they don't understand. They don't understand when you sow a seed. First, the root starts to happen. Okay, and the root will become stronger and stronger and stronger. The foundation, once the foundation is strong, nobody can budge it. And there's only one way up. And sooner or later, the tree will bear flower and then fruit. That's the destiny of a tree. But you need to let the tree be. You know what I mean? So now, let's say from 2011, 2016 was my base period when I was actually making my roots strong by making more and more music and exploring stuff without having a clue of what I really wanted to do. No selling. I was putting everything on SoundCloud and everything was for free. I didn't want to sell it. I just wanted to make music because I am making music for the fun of making music. And by 2016, I became so sure that this is I really wanted to do. Then I put my albums, and one person started to buy my album. Then it became 2, 3. Then now people are buying my discography, and people want to like.
That's cool. Where are they from? The people who buy the discography.
What?
Where are they from?
Usually, most of them are from outside.
Like where though? Different places.
UK,
Yeah.
America. There's people from France. The people from China also.
Interesting.
And Korea. Japan. They like my music. Basically Europe and North America and a little bit of Asia. And then here in India, few people like you and people who know, So what I was in 2016 and now, there's a lot of, every few days somebody is buying my music. So I've reached that stage now.
Really? That's
where people are buying music. Okay, so who am I? And I'm nothing. Some random guy sitting in his home making music, and somebody is buying some music somewhere. That's like a bonus for me. That's a positive.
Yes. Yeah. Sure.
Without any baggage, of like, some support by some company or somebody, or like, I'm doing it on my own. Okay, if I've reached this much, like it's a positive sign. Yeah, there's nothing to be feel depressed about. Okay, I don't smoke anymore. I don't drink anymore. Okay, yeah, there's no complaint here. I'm living a very better life than I was doing, like, let's say 10 years back. I'm actually quite happy. I sleep well. I get up early. I don't feel tired. And the other things I'm doing, okay, I can open up a road shop stall. I can make food. There are other avenues. I mean, it's not like I know at the moment I don't want to do it, but I have skills that will feed me,
Right.
and I'm good at it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good at it, and I am very experimental with stuff, and it's very simple, man. I mean, the day comes. Let's say, if something happens, like day comes where I'm on the road. Okay, I don't need a big investment, like few thousand rupees. I can set up a small shop, and I can just give good food to the public at very nominal price. I can do that, but that's like a option I'm not. I hope it will never comes,
Sure, of course, yeah.
But I have avenues. Chal rahe. You want tea?
Yeah, sure.
On kapode. So this is not the only thing. This is I wanted to do. This is my love. Okay, but for the tummy, if that situation comes, I will do that also. I can. I can. Like today, you ate the sabzi. What do you think?
Nice.
Nice. It's very simple. There's got nothing in it. It's just salt, little bit of oil, and one lal mirch and a gas, and like it's ready in 10 minutes. That's all you need. So now I've spread my wings and I can do other stuff also. So now I can relax. Now I'm more relaxed. That's a better way to put it. I'm very relaxed now because now there's no competition, like and I don't want like whatever, man. That's why, like, it's better to be alone. Because you don't want 10 people on top of a creative person to be on top of your head and feed your crap. Already have crap of my own, which I have to take it out slowly and steadily, and this lifetime is too short for it. And it's like a build-up. The crap has been built up for such a long time.
Yeah.
It's not easy. It won't go away in this lifetime.
Right.
So I have to come cleaning it up, and I don't want other people's mess on my head. So it's better to be like, on your path.
Right.
And do it properly. Do one thing and do it properly. Is my mantra, if you may ask. That's what I'm trying to do here. Like, yeah. And all these music I never planned. I'm gonna make this kind of music or that kind of music. Every day you learn and you incorporate in your whatever you're learning. You're just putting it up. And first you should like it, no?
Yeah.
If you're not liking it, how are you gonna convince other people?
Exactly. Yeah.
Like Rocky said, no? He was so convinced with his Rocky movie. He said, I'm the one who's going to direct it. I'm going to wait for it. So he waited for it, and then you see now he's become like whatever. Money will follow, but you need to follow your own path. First, make your own path first, and then walk on it. Be courageous, walk on it without thinking about the fruit. Okay. At least when at the end of the summit, if there's no summit, at least you will be happy that you found your own path. That's what a real mystic is all about, man. Like, it's better to like, what's the point of following 10 other people? Then your idea is dead, no? Then you become that. You will only become a disciple.
Yeah.
You don't want to become a disciple, man. You want to become a guru.
Basically.
That's the whole agenda. Like, I'm talking very loosely.
Yeah.
You need to become the guru. You don't have to become a disciple. When you become a disciple, then you become a disciple, man. Then those ideas are not yours, right? That's the ideas fed into your head by your own guru. So basically, you are like a carbon copy or someone else. You're not the real deal. Know what I mean?
I do.
I think I'm sure that's your endeavor also.
Yeah, a big part of it is. I mean, I don't know about the whole guru disciple thing, but certainly, it's a long haul. It's a marathon. It's not a short sprint, and
Yeah, so
but I enjoy it.
hmm.
And there's like a vision, something I want to achieve with it.
So you
But
have
there
a
are
vision.
challenges. Yeah,
You
but
have goals.
yeah, absolutely. But it's challenging. I mean, everything you're saying about parents and all that is very true. I get a lot of that. My mother especially.
Mm.
It's good that your mother supports what you're doing. My mother's not the same way.
Mm.
Actually, neither of my parents really were, so it's a bit different that way. But yeah, that's nice. that
So
you're-
how was your relationship with your dad? Was it full of friction or?
No, no. My father and I, we all got along. I'm honestly, I had a very, like, for the most part, our family got along. I mean, in retrospect, there are some things that that happened, but I think it was mostly just due to like my father trying to earn a living. And some compromises
Yeah,
he had to make.
like most parents, they
I
all
think
do the
so.
same thing, man.
Yeah.
Earning a living, like there's no difference
It's
between
hard.
you and an animal.
Doesn't matter where you are in the world. So those things, but beyond that, yeah, no. I think what I do is wildly different from anybody in my family, extended included. So
Of course.
that's that's hard. I think it's hard for them to understand, and they're not very. My mother, now my father's passed away. My mother also has become very, very different. Family's changed actually. He was kind of the glue that held things together. So without him,
It's very difficult because suddenly a person, whether you love them or hate them, if they vanish from the sight, no, it's crazy.
yeah.
You don't know what to do. Because you're so used to it.
My mother's really having a very, very hard time.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
I can understand.
sure. I mean, your mother went through it, but she was a lot younger then also, I guess.
My mother is very courageous in that manner. Because she, because somebody needs to talk and tell them like now this is it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously,
But you're also happy to be home and to like,
yeah,
that she's also.
yeah.
very
I mean,
fortunate.
like I would like. I mean, now she has like fed us for so many years. Now it's our turn, my turn to like
Sure.
So now she can do whatever she wants to do. I mean, you don't have to be in the kitchen. Okay, just leave it to me. 4 days in a week, I will be in the kitchen. You just relax. You want to go for a walk, go.
Yeah.
You want to read your books,
Yeah.
go for your singing class.
Yeah.
You do all those things that you were not like couldn't do
Yeah. Yeah.
properly.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now she can do properly.
Yeah.
She has a lot of time.
Yeah.
So she can now properly enjoy her hobbies and stuff that she wanted to do all her
That's
life.
That's good.
So she is also having relaxed. And both of us are so relaxed that we don't step into each other's feet. You know what I mean? That in a kind of way is like if this was the scenario when my father was there, I would have done the same stuff at 20. What I'm doing at 40, this 20 years I was just running away from home. I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be a mind fuck. Because he won't let me sit. And then it's going to be always going to be like fire and like sparks, So I will go somewhere else and just randomly hang out with people. Every day the same thing. If the things were very good in my household, I would have done the same thing 20 years back, and by now, I don't know, man. Kuch bhi ho sakta tha. I don't know. Maybe this is the way things are supposed to happen for people. This was the learning curve for me. So I'm not complaining. Probably I wouldn't be here because I'm here because of those experiences.
Yeah, exactly.
Experiences what makes you what you are.
Yeah.
But how you deal with it is the thing. So I didn't deal with it properly. That was because that fear was there in the sperm. The fear was passed on through the sperm, and it was ingrained in me. Nature is very strong.
Yeah.
You might think like we are new. We are not new. We are the our ancestors. I mean, we have essence of our ancestors in us. Okay, and whatever shit where they were going through, it's all there in us. And we don't know what qualities we have gotten from whom, or what side effects we have gotten from whom. It's all there in us. Okay, this is what the memory is all about, and then the repetition. तो रिपीट कर करके ना हम यहाँ पहुँच गए और उसके यहाँ से बाहर निकलना ना, it needs like a lot of courage. and strong will to come out of it and become like a new man. You know, like certain people they have, they just leave home. That's a big thing to do. So at 16 when you leave home and never come back.
Yeah.
And just decide, let's see what the life, and these kind of people are the ones who really make it well or big.
Sometimes. Not always, but
Like
yeah.
in all fields, let's say money wise also, somebody will make billions and billions of money. Somebody will explore the literary field and become like the best, the cream. Somebody will go the spiritual way and become the. These are the people who do it, who challenge their fear and jump in the fire.
Yeah.
These are the only people who make it. And then the the people with fear are the ones who became their followers.
Yeah.
Okay, and sooner or later the achievers will corrupt these people, because they know that these people are not capable of reaching my level. Even if I tell them, they wouldn't understand. What they want is stories. What are these gurus that tell you? They just tell you the same thing, and they keep on telling you stories, because we are only good enough for stories. We are these little good for nothing kindergarten boys and girls who are like are happy showing the junjuna. Ting 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 ting. We are only totally okay. Ta, 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 we are there. Okay, but that's all we are good enough for. And those people will know. They won't. I mean, the real matter will never come to know. Yes, there's so much. I mean, I've heard that every human being, maximum, only uses 3 to 5% of their brain capability.
Something like this, yeah.
Right? You have also heard it.
Yeah, I've heard this.
So imagine, and people like Einstein, I've heard like they are like up to like 35%. So still, like, you know, most of us, like not even 95% is still unexplored. So you just imagine the capability of the brain. Only 5%, 3 to 5% are exploding, and that too, half of them are like this one, the junjunas. Ting, 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 ting. So we are happy with stories. And we are happy with bhajans. And like, okay, whatever, ठीक है. या कुछ टेक्नो बजा दिया, डिक्चिके और क्लब में गए, 2 दारू मारी, घर आए, सो गए, Monday to Friday. Living for Saturday, Sunday, Monday to Friday we work, slog, and we this whole thing, you know, work hard and party harder, and proverbs like work is worship. These are all people who are hypnotized by whom I don't know. But these are all words of people who have been hypnotized for generations. So they all, you know, vomit the same thing. Who the hell told you work is worship, man? Work is slavery. Don't you know this? Work is slavery. Freedom is worship. Freedom is the real religion. Okay. Do you even know what freedom is? Can you even breathe with your own free will? You cannot. You cannot, yeah. You can't even breathe fresh air. You have been entrapped in this whole system, society, whatever. We are all fuzzled. At least you can have an open mind. If not an open society, we can begin with having an open mind, right? Because we are the people with open mind who can disinfect. We are the sanitizers of the open world. Okay, we have to slowly disinfect. First, we have to disinfect ourselves, and then we have to disinfect other people who come in contact with us. In a way, contaminate them with our infection, which is of disinfection. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? The whole idea is to disinfect, but we have to like contaminate you with disinfection. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? You know, but contamination in a good way, so that you also open up your mind and you also give me something which is like eye-opening for me, you know, like a beginning of a dawn, an eye-opener, like, you know, words like this are not said just like that. What do you mean by an eye-opener? You know, why do people say eye-opener? Like we already have our eyes open, and then suddenly you say, wow, that was like an eye-opening thing that you just said. It means something, right? Like understanding. Like Jordan Maxwell, you know, this guy, old guy, you know, he's got so much information and knowledge. He always uses this phrase, like, you know, to understand, what does understanding mean? Understanding means in old times, when you're making a building, you have to stand under the building for the base, to find the basement, how strong the basement is. You wouldn't, from top, you wouldn't know the basement. You have to look from the bottom up to see how would you know the ceiling is strong? You cannot know it from the top to the bottom. You have to find it from the bottom to the top. You know, so understanding is not just another word. Understanding means to stand under. You have to go inside the thing to find out what it's all about, which is basically means the essence, which basically means the soul. Nobody knows about it. Like when people talk about Atma, right? I don't know what Atma is, man. Do you know what Atma is? Nobody knows what Atma is, but everybody is gonna talk about Atma. होता क्या है आत्मा? किसी को नहीं पता, क्योंकि उन्होंने सुना है, अब वो इस्तेमाल करते हैं कि ये आत्मा ना कभी मर नहीं सकती, आत्मा ये है, आत्मा वो है, soul. What the fuck is a soul, man? I don't know. You know, so I try not to use words which I don't understand, have any clue about. You know, so I can talk about stuff with my experience, and maybe it is right, maybe it is wrong. So I found out, like, addiction is like a deep-seated infection in your body, which has been passed on by generations, and it basically is a very cancerous form of fear that has just seeped in, and it has just made a house inside you. It is a cancer which has come out of fear, and all the addictions in that we have is just another letting it out of that cancer. Like, let's not say letting it out, it's like a subsiding the symptoms. What the allopathy medicine does, it's like a pill for your headache. It doesn't kill the source. It only kills the symptoms. Okay, you're having a headache, so it is only killing. It is just going and it is just blocking the nerve that is causing the headache, but it is not curing the real cause of the headache, which could be stress. You're so stressed that you're become a chronic. Your headache is chronic now, but your pill is only cutting that wire for a brief period of time. So, but we need to cure and heal the cancer.
Yeah.
Through our whatever exploration and adventure. That we need to do. Nobody is going to teach us that. People can give you stories about it, but the first step you need to take, and you need to walk on top of the fire to achieve it. And then, you know, many things, when you're clean as a baby, na, then there's clarity of mind, because babies are the purest. Before they learn to talk, they are smiling. Randomly they are smiling. Randomly they are crying. Okay, randomly they are very bad. Okay, they will just when your dog is there, they'll just, you know what I mean? They don't know, but they are the purest form. You need to be in that situation. Again, coming back, you have to, like, slowly, but now we are fed in so much memory, it is impossible. But the least we can do is we can live a clean life. A clean life is because already the whole world is messed up. Okay, we should try to live a very clean life, and you see a world of difference. There's a world of difference, I'm telling you, Rana. I can tell you with experience. I'm not telling you because I'm like some kind of a, you know, high, what do you call it, whatever, that kind of person, you know, who thinks like, you know, smoking is bad. I'm an insider. I have properly done it with full involvement, you know. I like this here. It's good. This living clean is very, very good. I like it. Nothing bad in it. But then, I don't know. So I would recommend people to live a clean life and be like a baby, pure. and just explore, yeah. I think eventually I thought I would never be able to listen to music without smoking. I really thought it. It's impossible. I thought I wouldn't be able to exercise without chewing gum. Well, my throat will get dry because what will I do for rehydration? Because chewing gum makes saliva in your mouth. Everything I thought was correct it proved wrong. I'm making music without any intoxication, man. I feel fine, you know. And I never thought. I'm not kidding. I thought it's impossible because all these years I've only been hearing music with, you know, some kind of stimulant, and thought, wow, wow, yeah, this is happening. So yeah, man, this sound I can hear. Wow. So yeah, he made this for that. Obviously, I mean, like it's happening. You know, what am I?